Hey there, Rich with Product Gym. Today we're going to be talking about how to write a product manager resume for a QA engineer. Now, a lot of QA engineers, and this also goes out for a lot of people that are in manual testing, they want to go ahead and make a transition to product management. In fact, our most viewed transition testimonial out of, if you go over to our YouTube channel real quick here, if you take a look at all of the people that we've made a transition for, and we've been piping out testimonials nonstop, I would say 3 to 5 testimonials a week. The one position that we have more views on than any other background is probably QA. And I don't necessarily know why, but from what I've been told, talking to members in our community that have transitioned over to product management, is that after you're a QA for a while, there's honestly a cap, and product managers legitimately do make more than QA engineers and definitely more than manual testers. You really have to make a decision in your career whether or not you want to move up the QA ladder, which unfortunately is not always available because you have to wait for the people above you to move out. Or you can go ahead and get more technical and become a software engineer, or you can go ahead and consider making a transition over to the more business side of the job, which is product management. But I don't see a lot of content being developed or produced for this particular category, so I'm going to go ahead and actually do it myself. This is the resume template from the top down. I'm going to be referencing a lot of additional resources as Airtable here. You can go ahead and actually check out our testimonial page. We've helped a lot of people in QA make a transition, and on top of that, if you want access to the resume as well as these other resources, I got you covered basically right here in my Skool. See you in Skool. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about QA engineering. If you're going to go ahead and transition into a product manager role, the first thing that you want to go ahead and consider is this. Don't use a QA resume template to apply for a product manager job. That's not going to help your situation. In fact, that's probably going to create a lot of brand confusion and get recruiters to refer you or recommend you to a QA position that they may have open. Or I would say 80-90% of the time, you're not even going to get the interview just because they're like, this person must have applied to the wrong role. There's a lot of people that's made a transition coming from a QA background, so it's definitely possible, but you got to go ahead and use a QA. You got to go ahead and not use a QA resume template. You have to go ahead and use a product manager resume template. So first things first is this. With all of my videos in the transition series for resumes, I've encouraged people to not use professional summary just because recruiters are so busy right now, they don't read it. But if you're going to go ahead and do it, you might as well go ahead and do it right. You just need about, like, I would say 2 to 3 sentences. You don't need a lot of information here. They just need to know that you are leveraging your existing experience and you're trying to make a transition over to product management. That way, if they are reading it, it's very clear that you did not misapply or you hit the wrong button or you applied to the wrong job in the company. There's no question about it. This was not a mistake. I applied for a product manager role. I'm coming from a QA background right now, but I applied for a product manager role. Next off is you want to go ahead and include all of the skills and the technical buzzwords that's relevant for both QA and a product manager position in your skills chart. Makes it very easy to see. I would say a lot of professionals make the mistake of actually putting it on the bottom of their resume. This is actually the most important part that you should prioritize at the very top. When it comes to the actual resume bullets, I've listed out different categories that you can list here, but please go ahead and delete this before you submit this resume over. And that's why I've also included access to this Airtable template, because in each and every one of these categories, you definitely want to make this resume your own. This is not like a Pop-Tart that's already done for you. You have to go ahead and add your own spin to it. This is just a template. But with that said, QA and testing, agile methodologies, this is all very obvious. Whenever you're writing a resume for a product manager role and you're transitioning to the position for the very first time, you don't want to use, you want to go ahead and prioritize the skills that aren't very overtly obvious for a recruiter. So I would actually put something that's cross-functional right here at the very top. And the second thing here is I would actually prioritize user experience at the top, and I would actually prioritize metrics tracking to the top. If you don't like the resume bullets that I used here, all you got to go ahead and do is cross-functional collaboration, user experience, go back to this reference template, and just choose something that you like here, or if you want to go ahead and actually take a look at the other metrics, bullets that you can go ahead and use, there's a lot of references that you can do here as well. But when it comes down to cross-functional collaboration, a lot of times recruiters have this like idea that QA people, be it you're in the automation side or the manual side, all you're doing is just siloed in a room, just running code all day, maybe from your own apartment. You're actually documenting processes. You're actually talking to other people. You're actually collaborating with product managers. You're talking to engineering teams. You're actually doing a lot more. So one of the drawbacks when I was a recruiter, and I think you guys can actually empathize, is they think that QA people are very diligent and they definitely very clear in their reporting, but do they have the communication and the soft skills to be a good product manager? So we definitely want to include as many bullets about cross-functional collaboration, stakeholder management. If you do anything with the customer discovery, anything that's like you're doing more talking than usual, very, very much encouraged, and definitely it's very much warranted, because all of this other stuff here, they already know that you have. In terms of like testing planning, defect management, regression testing, again, this one here, I would prioritize customer feedback to the very top, because all of this here, testing, defect management, regression testing, process improvement, these three here, very obvious. We should probably put this one here on the very top. Next off, test automation, performance testing, collaboration, communication, documentation. This one here, I would put to the very top. And this one here, I would also go ahead and put to the very top. Because why? Everything that has to do with testing is already a given. This is what you do. So I would say other things that would really make you stand out for amongst the other candidates is that a lot of QAs are already qualified. We don't want to go for being qualified. Qualified just means bare minimum. We want to go for like, I'm the best QA that's applying for a product manager role. In fact, I'm better than some of the other product managers that you're already interviewing with right now. So a few AI certifications definitely going to help your case, but more so on the side project side, I see a lot of QAs providing something that has to do with a testing framework as their side project or portfolio, which of course is 100% you should add it there. But what would really make you stand out again? What are their hesitations about moving forward with you as a QA engineer for a product manager role? What's going to get them to take you more seriously? Obviously, you have a lot of transferable skills. You have some of the technical skills down, but it's the business side, the soft side, the communication side, right? So user feedback integration, this is something that you can definitely talk to. Like as a QA person, you're probably not going to be able to talk a lot about market penetration. You're probably not going to be able to go ahead and actually talk a lot about pricing strategies, right? Or go-to-market strategies. But anything that has an overlap towards product management, right? Think of a Venn diagram. We definitely want to go ahead and make that very crystal clear on your resume. If you want to get access to this document as well as the other additional resources that I've just referenced here, including some of the other resume templates that I've had for all these other roles, please go ahead. You can access the Skool link, but what you should really go ahead and do is schedule a consultation with us, and we would love to go ahead and talk to you about how we can help you make a transition, and then ultimately really want to go ahead and see your story on our YouTube channel where we help you make this transition a reality. Talk to you very, very soon.